Okay, so this is Go Math Lesson 2.5. Today we're talking about division of fractions, but we're using division of fractions to model in a couple different ways. So we're going to try out a few things. So the first thing that I like to do for me personally is anytime that I'm dividing something, I'm going to set it up with what's known as keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. And you may have seen different variations of this, but essentially what we're getting is keep, change, flip. If I had like 2 divided by 1/4, well, I would realize that this is 2 over 1 because it's 2 wholes, right? So if I have 1 whole pizza and I have 2 of them, then I have the whole number 2. So I have 2 divided by 1/4 from keeping, changing, flipping. I'm going to keep 2 over 1. I'm going to change division to multiplication, and then I'm going to flip 1/4 to its reciprocal, 4 over 1. Now what is a reciprocal? A reciprocal is a number like 1/4 and 4 over 1. And when I multiply them together, they're going to give me 1. So essentially all I'm doing is I'm taking the denominator, making it the numerator making it the denominator. I'm just flipping it upside down. So when I'm multiplying against there, I'm going to find that my answer is 8. 2 divided into 1/4 gives me 8. Now, one way I could model this, I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to erase this over here. If I take 2 things, and I model them out like this, so here's 1, and here's 1, and I'm going to break them each into 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What I found is that I'm breaking them down into 1 of 4 pieces, 1 of 4 pieces, 1 of 4 pieces. I'm taking these 2 items and I'm breaking them into fourths. So this is called a fraction strip. So I'm going to take those and compare them. So if I'm taking 2 and I'm breaking it into fourths, I'm breaking it into 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So using a fraction strip, I can sort of model my fractions a little bit better. So if I were to look at one more problem with this, just to take a peek here, let's take 2/3 and we'll divide it by 4. Right, so we're going to take 2/3, 2 over 3, and divide it by 4. So the first one we're going to look at is the keep, change, flip method. We're going to keep it, change it, flip it. So I write K, C, F over here. So I'm going to keep 2/3, I'm going to change division to multiplication, and then I'm going to flip 4 whole to 1/4. Oh, my hand cut off a little bit of that there. 1/4. Then I multiply straight across, and I end up with 2/12, which we know simplifies into, divided by greatest common factor of 2, 1/6. So here's my answer, 1/6. So if I were looking at that from a fraction strip model, I end up with 2/3 right here. So they're looking at 1 as a reference. I have 2/3, and then I'm going to break those into 4 pieces. So what I end up with is 1, 2, 3, 4. These are sixths. Because if I were to keep going, this would be a phantom 1/3, and this would be a 1/6, 1/6. I'm breaking them down into smaller chunks. So if I took 2/3 and I broke them into 4 pieces, these 2/3 are broken down into 1/6. Some people like the fraction model, some people find it confusing. I'm okay either way you want to do it. If this makes sense to you, do it this way. If this makes sense to you, do it this way. Personally, I like to keep it, change it, flip it. It's just something quick and easy that I can do on a paper that allows me to solve this without drawing a lot of boxes, but I'm completely open to whatever you need to do to make yourself successful in this situation. So again, when we're dividing with fractions, we have 2 methods. Number 1, we can draw it out and actually see what it is that we're breaking these pieces down to, or we can set up our fraction and then keep it, change it, flip it, and that will work every time. So it's really up to you which one you want to do. But once you keep the first one the same, you change division to multiplication, and then you flip to the whole number, you can multiply straight across and get your answer. please remember that anytime you have a fraction, if you can simplify, you must simplify, and that'll get you the best answer.